I said no, just no. And I didn't apologize.
Wait, nothing? No, I'm sorry. No, maybe next time?
Nothing, just the word. And you know what? It felt kind of amazing.
Okay, tell me everything.
So my friend calls me Sunday evening. She needs help moving apartments Monday morning, 7 a.m.
7 in the morning.
Yeah, 7. And I had plans, real plans. I mean, not exciting plans. I was going to clean my apartment, but it was important to me.
That counts.
Well, old Chloe would have said yes in like 2 seconds, canceled everything, helped her move, come home exhausted.
And what did new Chloe do?
I took a breath, I counted to 3, and I said, I can't do that. I have other plans.
Oh, that's it?
That's it. No long explanation, no list of reasons why I couldn't help, just I can't.
What did she say?
She said, "Oh, okay, no problem. I'll ask someone else." And then she hung up.
So she was fine?
Completely fine. But I stood there holding my phone thinking, did I just destroy our friendship?
Did you?
No. We had coffee 3 days later. Everything was normal. She never mentioned it, not once.
So the guilt was all in your head.
All in my head. But Max, that guilt was so loud. For like 10 seconds, I thought I made a huge mistake.
What did it sound like?
It sounded like you're a bad friend. She needed you. You should have helped her. What kind of person says no?
Yeah, I know that voice.
Everyone knows that voice. That voice has been controlling me for 28 years.
When did you realize it was lying?
About 10 seconds later, I looked at my calendar and I thought, if I always say yes to everyone else, when do I say yes to myself?
Never.
Never. There's always someone who needs something. Another favor, another request, another thing you should do to be a good person.
But you can't be good to everyone.
You can't. And when you try to be good to everyone, you end up being bad to yourself.
You know, I just remembered something.
What?
I was 10, maybe 11. My aunt asked me to help carry groceries from her car. Heavy bags. It was summer, really hot.
And?
I said no. I told her I was tired. I wanted to play with my friends.
What happened?
She didn't talk to me for a week. A whole week. At family dinner, she just looked past me like I wasn't there.
Over groceries?
Over groceries. And I learned something that day. I learned if you say no, people punish you.
So you stopped saying no.
I stopped saying no. For like 20 years, I said yes to everything because I didn't want that silence again.
The cold treatment.
Yeah, the cold treatment, the disappointed face, the I thought you were better than this look.
And it works. That's the problem. It actually works.
It works perfectly. You say yes, everyone smiles, no conflict, no guilt.
Except you go home exhausted.
Every single time.
And the people you said yes to, they're fine. They got what they needed. But you have nothing left.
I had a breaking point at work.
When?
Last year, my boss asked me to stay late. Friday evening. Third time that week.
Wait, did you have plans?
Real plans. Dinner with friends. I hadn't seen them in like a month.
What did you do?
I said yes, like always. I texted my friends, sorry, can't make it, work thing, and I stayed until 9 p.m.
How did you feel?
Really angry. Not at my boss, at myself.
Why angry at yourself?
Because I knew I didn't have to say yes. Nobody forced me. I just couldn't figure out how to say the word no.
Did anything change?
Yeah. Next week, same situation. Boss asked me to stay late, help with a project, and this time I just froze.
Froze how?
Not from fear, from decision. I stood there thinking, am I doing this again or not?
What did you say?
I said I can't stay tonight. I have something I need to do.
Did he ask what it was?
No, he just said, okay, that's it. And I walked out.
Oh, wow. How did that feel?
Light, like I'd been carrying something heavy my whole life, and I finally put it down.
The weight of other people's expectations.
Yeah, there were emergencies, there were last-minute plans. They just think I'm always available.
Okay, let me get practical for a second.
Please.
When someone asks you for something and you want to say no, here's what you actually say.
I'm listening.
I can't do that. 3 words. That's it.
No apology?
No apology. No explanation. No, I wish I could, but my schedule is crazy. Just, I can't.
That feels cold.
It feels cold because we've been taught that no needs like 10 sentences of good reasons, but it doesn't.
What if they ask why?
I have other plans. You don't tell them what the plans are.
Even if the plan is doing nothing?
Especially if the plan is doing nothing. Rest is a plan. Protecting your energy is a plan. Sitting on your couch staring at the wall is a plan.
I never thought about it like that.
Most people don't. We think if we're not busy, we should be available. But that's how you lose all your time.
So just, I can't. And then stop talking.
Stop talking. Don't fill the silence. Don't make them feel better. Just let it sit there.
And then what happens?
Then they move on. Faster than you think.
What happened with your friend, the one who needed help moving?
She asked someone else. They helped her. Everything was fine.
Was she upset with you?
Not at all. And that's when I realized something.
Was?
The guilt wasn't coming from her. It was coming from me. She accepted my no in like 5 seconds. I carried the guilt for 2 days.
You were punishing yourself.
I was punishing myself for something she didn't even care about.
Why do we do that?
Because we think people need us more than they actually do. We think if we say no, everything falls apart.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't. People find another solution. They always do.
Yeah, they always do. And usually they don't even remember you said no.
But you remember. You carry it around like proof that you're a bad person. Oh, careful. Almost spilled my coffee.
You okay?
Yeah, just my hand shook for a second. I was thinking about something.
What?
I want to tell you about a time when saying no was actually wrong.
Wait, I thought we were learning to say no more.
We are, but there's a difference between protecting yourself and being selfish.
Tell me.
Last year, my sister called. She was having a really hard time. Her relationship ended, she needed someone to talk to. And I was tired. I had worked all week. I wanted a quiet evening.
What did you do?
I almost said no. I had my excuse ready. But then I stopped and asked myself, is she asking for my time or my presence?
What's the difference?
Well, time is neutral. Anyone can give time. Presence is when someone needs you specifically, not just anyone, you.
And your sister needed you.
She needed me, so I said yes. We talked for 2 hours. And yeah, I was tired after, but I didn't feel upset. I felt useful.
So, how do you know the difference between a request you should say no to and one you should say yes to?
Ask yourself, am I saying yes out of love or am I saying yes out of fear?
Fear of what?
Fear that they'll be angry. Fear that they won't like you anymore. Fear that you're a bad person if you don't help.
And if it's love?
Then saying yes is easy. It doesn't feel like a heavy thing. It feels like a choice.
Chloe, can I ask you something kind of heavy?
Yeah, of course.
You said yes for like 28 years. What finally broke?
I woke up one morning and realized something horrible.
What?
I didn't know what I wanted anymore. Not in a deep way, in a simple way. Like, what do you want to do this weekend?
You couldn't answer that?
I couldn't answer it because I had spent so many years doing what everyone else wanted, I forgot to check in with myself.
That's helly.
It's very heavy. I had become, I don't know, a collection of favors, a walking to-do list for other people.
And one day you looked in the mirror and didn't recognize yourself.
One day I looked in the mirror and I thought, who is this person? And that's when I started saying no.
Not because you're selfish.
Not because I'm selfish, because I'm trying to find myself again.
Okay, someone's listening right now. They want to start saying no, but they don't know where to begin. What do you tell them?
I tell them one thing. When someone asks you for something, pause.
Just pause?
Don't answer immediately. Count to 3 and ask yourself one question.
What question?
Do I actually want to do this, or am I just afraid to say no?
And if the answer is fear,
Then you say no right there. I can't do that. 3 words.
and then?
Then you sit with the guilt, because it will come. That voice will say, you're a bad person. You should have said yes.
How do you deal with that voice?
You notice it. You say, I hear you. I know you're scared, but I'm still saying no. And then you move on.
How long does the guilt last?
Like 10 seconds, maybe a minute. Almost never longer.
And then?
And then it's over. You have your time back, your energy back, and slowly you start to remember who you are when you're not saying yes to everyone.
Okay, one more thing. What would you say to someone who feels guilty right now? Someone who said no this week and they're sitting with that heavy feeling.
I'd say the guilt is proof you're changing. It's proof you're doing something new.
And new always feels wrong at first.
Exactly. But wrong and unfamiliar aren't the same thing. Give it time. The guilt gets quieter every time you practice.
Every time you say no.
Every time. And one day you'll say it without thinking. You won't feel guilty at all.
What will you feel?
Free. Free to say yes to yourself.
I said no. Just no. And now I say it every day.
And now I say it every day.